What's good, you guys? I'm back, and I'm here to talk about the conference finals in the NBA. It's been a long time coming. It's been a long season with all the talks of free agency. You got all the talks about the draft this year, Zion, all that good stuff. But we're finally here, man. But we're going to start out in the East. We're going to talk about the Bucks versus Toronto. And we'll start with the Bucks, man. They had pretty much smooth sailing getting to the conference finals. Beat the Pistons in 4 games, beat the Celtics in 5. Pretty dominant in both series. Giannis has been just a man on a mission. He's imposing his will on games. He's there, and most of the times, they're winning games by the third quarter or early into the fourth, and they're not having to play their starters a whole lot of minutes. You look at Toronto. Pretty easy first series against Orlando. Second series against Philly, my pick from the East. Man, what a series. We had a 7-game thriller, back and forth, both teams winning a game on each other's floor. And in Game 7, came down to the best player in the series being the best player, and that was Kawhi Leonard with that walk-off Game 7 series winner, the first one in NBA history. So that was pretty cool to see. Especially from a dude who's got like no emotion at all. Like to see him just look at his shot and just scream on it like, "Are you ready to go crazy?" Like, I'm me, like, y'all thought y'all was gonna take me out of the playoffs. That's crazy. So it was good to see all of that. But when I look at this matchup, I look at a couple things. Number one, I look at how much is Giannis going to guard Kawhi, because a threat that the Raptors present that the Celtics couldn't. They have 2 formidable bigs on the floor at all times, whether that be a combination of Siakam and Gasol and Ibaka, or Ibaka and Siakam. There's always going to be 2 very good big men on the court, and I feel like the way the Bucks play, Giannis would have to guard one of them. Number 2, I look at, can the Bucks maintain their 3-point shooting? I know they've shot great all year from 3, and it's continued in the playoffs, but Toronto is one of those teams that their defense is predicated on running people off the 3-point line, and as I said before, they have those bigs who protect the paint pretty well, in Ibaka and Gasol. So when the Bucks get ran off the 3-point line, it'll be interesting to see if they can hit those pull-up mid-rangers that all the computers are telling you not to take, or if they drive it all the way into the lane and try and challenge those rim protectors. So it'll be interesting to see that. It'll be interesting to see if the Bucks just shoot over them, and because they're pretty tall across the board. It'll be interesting to see that. And then thirdly, I'm just looking to see, can Toronto steal one of the first 2 games in Milwaukee? Because I always feel like when you're playing an inexperienced team in the playoffs, and obviously the Bucks have gained experience just by advancing in the playoffs this season, but when you play a team who's relatively new to being like this far along in the playoffs, I always feel like if you can steal one of the first 2 games, it puts all the pressure on the younger, less experienced team, because A, not only did they lose home court, but B, they're down in the series or even, and they don't know what it is to respond to that, so to say. Now, the Bucks did a good job in the Celtics series, but that Celtics team was just dysfunctional from day 1 of the season. So, I don't know, man. I don't know. If I had to give you guys a prediction right now, on my Lee Corso type stuff, man, I'm going to go with the Raptors. And I'm going to go with the Raptors in 6 games. I believe they will get one of those first 2 games. And this is like really weird to say, but I really think that Kyle Lowry will have a big series.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
I don't think Kyle Lowry's good. I don't think he should be an all-star. He's but I think he'll have a good series. against Bledsoe and George Hill. I expect the bench of the Raptors to play a lot more and play a lot better than they did against Philly. I feel like they can play with a lot more freedom, a lot more looseness, and just play ball like they play. So I've got the Raptors in 6 in this series. Now we go to the Western Conference Finals. We got Game 1 tonight, Blazers Warriors. No KD tonight. I will not be in attendance.
Don't you mind?
But no KD tonight, and probably no KD for the first 2 to 3 games on the real. That calf strain hasn't even been reevaluated yet, so there's very, very slim chance he's even ready by Game 3 in my eyes, because they're playing every other day, so I don't believe he'll be ready to play by, at bare minimum, Game 4. So I feel like, yes, Steph, Clay, Draymond, Iggy, that core is still intact. And they're back to playing that style of basketball that's just beautiful to watch. The free-flowing pace, space, a lot of ball movement, a lot of man movement type offense. And that's good and well, man. But this Blazer team is a lot deeper than years past. They can legitimately throw 8 to 9 guys out there who you feel comfortable with being on the floor at any time. I look at CJ McCollum, just a pure bucket off of a pick and roll. Mid-range, pull-ups, get into the lane. He's got it all. I look at Dame Lillard, who's kind of, by his standards, struggled in the Nuggets series. But he gets up for games against the Warriors. Oakland is his hometown. Obviously, you've got Steph matched up against him. Everybody calls Lillard the great value Steph in a sense of where he can pull the long threes too, but of course you'd rather take Steph. He gets up for games against the Warriors. He gets up for games in Oakland, his hometown. He gets up for, bigger games, I feel like, against the bigger name point guards as well. You see what he did to Russell. Historically in his career against the Warriors, he's averaging above 30 points. So I'm not worried about them two. I'm more so worried about, can Harkless and Aminu hit shots? Are we trusting Rodney Hood the same way we did after his injury in Game 7? Is Zach Collins ready to play against Draymond Green and Iguodala? These are all little things I'm looking for. And it's why, I just have to go with the Warriors. I have to. I wouldn't be surprised if this went to 6. But I'm going to take the Warriors in 5. I'm going to say they win both home games. I'm going to say Blazers win Game 3. Warriors come back, win Game 4, and then close it out in Oracle. The system Steve Kerr runs with that team and the shooting of Steph and Clay to give those guys the space to play in, it's too much to overcome for a team like the Blazers, who hasn't been to a conference final since 2000. It'll be competitive for sure. Like, every game will be, within 8 to 10. But I just don't see the Warriors letting Dame and CJ just get shots like the Nuggets let them get shots. But you guys let me know what y'all think. Let me know what you're looking for in these series. We got a couple more videos soon to come this week. Maybe even today. Y'all stay tuned. Go ahead and share this video for me. Turn notifications on for the channel. I appreciate all the support, man.